Folks, today on the Stoney Ridge Farm, it's fencing competition here in Worthington, Indiana. Hey there folks, this is Josh, Stoney Ridge Farmer. Welcome back to another awesome day off the Stoney Ridge Farm. We're in Worthington, Indiana at Farm Fence Solutions, and I've got Luke. Luke and Leslie, his wife, run Farm Fence Solutions. And you guys been in business for how long now?
I've been in the fence business for about 20 years, but Farm Fence Solutions door's been open for 6.
6 years,
Yep.
Awesome. These guys hold a fencing forum every year. This is the Fall Fence Forum 2021, and there's a fencing competition later today. Is that right?
Yep, we've got the 2021 Fall Fence Forum Shootout. It starts 1 o'clock.
Nice, that's gonna be a good time. So that's what we're covering today. Most of the folks you see will be using this thing. It's called a ProTech Evo. This is an Evo 2.
It's an Evo 2, yeah.
You have Evo 2s, Evo 1, Evo, what is the little one?
The Micro 360, brand new. Yep.
Nice, awesome. We're gonna do a separate video and walk you around all these tools, but for today, what you're gonna see is the fence building competition, and at the end of this video, you'll find a link to the rest of them. So this is day 1 of Farm Fence Solutions Fall Fence Forum Shootout. All right guys, we are with Mike Schwartz here, and we're at the Stockade booth. Stockade is a big supporter of this Fall Fence Forum. You
That's
guys
correct.
have been here year after year. I guess this is the 3rd year, right?
That is correct. We've been out here the whole time. You
Now,
bet.
what is Stockade? What is a Stockade gun? You got one in your hand. Hold that big old thing up.
Yeah.
So this is a fence stapler.
This is the ST400i 9-gauge cordless fence stapler by Stockade.
Gotcha.
This thing is an industrial tool. It is meant to take the manual labor and fatigue out of doing fencing with a hammer
Nice.
and putting in staples. So this thing is indispensable.
Today we're not allowed to use a gun. Are we allowed to use a gun today?
Oh,
A staple gun?
absolutely. We
Okay,
can use
so
the
in the
staple
fence-
guns out there.
Okay, good
Oh,
deal.
yeah.
In the competition?
In the competition,
Oh, nice.
everybody's equipped with one of these.
Nice.
Yeah.
So this gun shoots the big staple. This is a, what gauge staple is that?
That is a 9-gauge barbed divergent tip staple. Right next to it that you're holding up there is the 10.5 gauge that goes into the 315i, which
Gotcha.
is right behind you.
And this is the 315.
That's the 315i.
Gotcha,
That
okay.
was considered the first cordless heavy gauge stapler that came out about 5-6 years ago. And then the 9-gauge came out a couple years after that and has been a fan favorite
Nice.
for big heavy gauge.
So this is the Stockade flagship, and over here there's all sorts of
right.
stuff, man. They got all kinds of tools. We'll show you guys some of these tools. This is a hog ring, pneumatic hog ring tool, and then there's a manual hog ring
tool as well,
So-
magazine fed, very nice.
Yeah, so expect to see some of this stuff at work, and thanks a lot.
Oh, you're very welcome.
For
Thanks
talking
for
to
that.
me. I think we're gonna have these guys on a Tool Tuesday feature. Awesome. All right, guys, this is pretty exciting. A good time. You can see all the materials are stacked up. Each team, there are 8 teams, and each team gets the same amount of materials to build the exact same fence in whatever style they choose to build it. Now, they'll be judged off of several criteria. We'll kind of go over those criteria as we are building fence here in just a little bit. This is going to be kind of action-packed. As you can see, the fence line is not straight. There are flags out here that mark the fence. So first thing they'll probably do is go out and set their corner post and their end post. Then they'll string it all off, and then they'll finish it all up. So we're going to be using some Tornado wire. It is Tornado Taurus Square Knot 114712. So I don't know a lot about this fencing wire, but It's got a square knot. It's a different type of knot than what we have on our farm. We have the Titan knot, I do believe. So it's gonna be pretty cool. All the posts are from American Timber and Steel, high quality materials. It's gonna be awesome. They'll all be using those stockade guns that we showed just a little bit earlier. We're gonna toss the drone up in the air and watch these guys get to work. This is going to be awesome. This is a Tiny Shorts interview, take one. Sir, the eagle has landed. Where are you guys from?
Western New York.
Western New York. Who are you? What fence company?
Justin Eric Taylor Fencing out of Lamoni, Iowa.
Where'd you get them shorts?
Oh, you know. Top drawer.
Top drawer. Who are you? What's your fence company?
Put Off Fence Building, Hatfield, Missouri, and teaming up with Justin Neri from Lamoni, Iowa, Taylor Fencing.
Who are you? What fence company?
I'm Jordan Blaylock from Fairfield with Blaylock's Fence.
Right on. Who are you boys? What fence company?
Taylor Fencing, Benton, Ohio.
And?
Jordan Burke, Taylor Fencing.
Same thing, Benton, Ohio, Taylor Fencing. These guys did awesome last year. Who are you? What fence company?
All Stock Fencing, David Jordan,
Where at?
South Carolina.
Right on. What fence company?
Robert Littrell, Sticks Fencing, Paris, Kentucky.
Woo! Who are you? What fence company?
Hey, Jake Wilson, Lexington, Virginia, Wilson Fence.
Awesome. Who are you? What fence company?
I'm Sam Hager, I'm with Sloop Fence. Brian Sloop, Sloop Fence.
Out of?
Mount Ola, North Carolina.
Woo! How you gonna do? What'd you say he's gonna do?
I'm gonna win.
Gonna do the best you can.
Do the best we can. Everybody out here is a winner.
That's what the losers always say, right?
Yeah.
Who are you? What fence company?
Jacob Mader, Stillwater Fencing, Columbus, Montana.
Goose Brown, Brown's Fencing, South Carolina.
Right on. Who are you? What fence company?
Kyle from Jenke Agriculture out of Western New York.
Where'd you get them shorts?
Stockade, gotta love them.
Who are you? What fence company?
Seth Luce, JK Agriculture, Collins, New York.
Woo! Woo! All right, guys, we are with Alan Olson, one of the judges here of the competition this year. So we're building 165 feet of fence, wood posts. Tell me about what we're building today.
So they're going to be constructing 1147 net wire on wood posts. The line posts are going to be spaced no more than 16 feet apart. They're going to have to do bracing on both ends, and then in the middle of the 165 feet, they're going to have a jog in the fence. So we're going to see what they do to brace that jog.
Some of the judgment criteria, what do you got there? There's all sorts of judgment criteria.
We've got knot tying. They're going to have to splice their wire as well. The other thing is going to be the construction of the brace, straightness of the post, flow of the post height and the wire height, and then following the criteria.
Cool. Awesome. I can't wait. Thanks, man.
Thank you.
SWI.
On your marks. Get set. Go!
All right, guys, we're with Roy Branch out here with Wood Defender, and we're gonna let Roy talk a little bit about what they have, what product they have to offer. They have a stain and preservative, wood preservative, right?
Yes, sir.
For both wooden fences like this and farm fences. And I think you guys are gonna come to the farm, which is gonna be awesome.
Thanks, Josh. With our Wood Defender product, it's an oil-based penetrating product. We're gonna put it on the point of saturation and it all self-levels. With this product here, this is our transparent leather wood, one of our most popular colors, and you can see how the transparent does a really good job of highlighting the wood grain. This works really well on new fencing. New cedar is its target and what it performs the best on. With this product, it's going to carry a 2-year warranty. It's going to last 2 to 4 years. With our semi-transparent, our sable brown, this was put on a pressure-treated pine fence, and the semi-transparent, this fence is about a year old. So the pine has really started to age just a little bit, and with the semi-transparent you can see it's a little bit more opaque, so you get a little bit more color. You still see wood grain, but with the semi, it's going to carry a 3-year warranty, and it's going to last 3 to 6 years on this product. In all of our product lines, we build a semi-transparent and a transparent. We build a fence stain as well as our 200 series that's formulated for horizontal surfaces such as decks. It has an accelerated dry time, and it's made where you can be walking on it in anywhere from 24 to 48 hours.
Guys, we're getting around to the 2-hour mark, the halfway point. You can see most of the posts are in the ground now, and we're gonna start pulling wire soon. Awesome. This is fun, man. Shorts helping?
Not really.
So this team is ahead of everybody right now, and what you were just seeing was a chain strainer, and you can see they have them attached to this post right here, and they're pulling it tight. That is really, really tight, guys. Looks awesome. They're ahead of everybody else, it looks like, aside from this team right here, and they're getting their wire all pulled tight too, so looking good. You'll notice Sticks over here, he's doing a splice, so they had to put a splice in the fence right here. And no fasteners, I don't think. So they had to tie all the knots, so no fasteners. We'll go look at it.
We're doing a figure 8 knot, joining the wire together. Now I'm just tying it off to make it look pretty.
Guys, this video is meant to entertain, but there's a little bit of education to be had right here. So that's called a figure 8 knot. Looks really, really good. His fence is coming along really good too. I stepped out of turn. This fence is a whole lot further along than that fence there. It looks like Sticks Fencing might be in it for the win, man. It looks awesome. Look at this brace right here. It's called a Rance brace. Really cool. So what these guys do is they chop out a little square right there in the post, and then they take a chainsaw and a band plane, and they plane it down so it all fits together tightly. And there's another post driven in the ground right here. So at the bottom of the brace, there's a post driven in the ground, and then it goes right up there. Really cool. Rance brace.
Any words of wisdom, guys?
Other way, upside down.
Oh, you're right.
Put your bar in right side up.
Any words of wisdom?
Drink lots of water.
Any words of wisdom?
Yes. Yeah, that fencing's a good career. Filled with lots of good guys, lots of good fun, and moments of sheer pain and agony. But for the most part, I'd say go for it.
Any words of wisdom?
I don't know. We'll see in a little bit.
Any words of wisdom?
Be prepared before you come.
What's on that stick?
We got our marks for our top of post, top of barbed wire, our top of 1147 wire. That's our ground, and then that would be our bottom of our net wire and our smooth wire down here.
Time. Done. America.
Well guys, what a fun time. Yesterday was awesome. It's all crickets down here. It's so quiet. It's hard to believe all those machines and all those people were down here just working so hard yesterday. Nobody's down here now, and you and I can walk through and we'll talk a little bit about the winners of the fencing competition. So Sloop Fence right here is the one that won the competition. There was another guy that was with Sloop. I'll scroll it right down below. If you guys want to contact any of these fencing folks for building your fence, be sure, just hit me by email. Go to StoneyRidgeFarmer.com, shoot me an email, and I can plug you in to the people that know how to build fence here for sure. So this was a grueling competition. It was a 4-hour competition, started at 1 o'clock, ended at 5 o'clock sharp. The judges were out here till almost 9 o'clock judging. And I have the judge's stick right here. So the judge's stick shows the red line, that's the top of the fence, barbed wire right there. This will all make more sense to you. The top of the net wire right here, all the nets where the braces need to be and where the bottom of the fence needs to be. So the bottom wire. Very, very cool, very awesome techniques. All those post drivers going to work are really, really fun to watch. So we're gonna just kind of go through and show you. Some of these guys did not finish. They just ran out of time. I would say 1, 2, 3 of them just did not finish their job. I'm gonna show you some unique touches that some of these guys put on their fence and some of the touches that the judges were looking for, which would dock points. So interesting, let's go for a walk. Now, before we even get started, I am not a professional fence builder. However, I'm surrounded by them all the time. Be sure you pound the like button, subscribe to the channel. I'd love to have you back. This is the YouTube channel that you go to see fencing built, farm fencing for sure. So this is one of the fences that just didn't get all the way done. You can see the wire, it's tight, but it's not even attached to the poles down here. And this one did not get done. These guys did not take dead last place. So just so you know, this is an interesting brace system. We're going to show you this brace system right here. It's called a Rance brace. So this is a Rance brace right here. And what happens is a piece of the wood is chopped out right there, and then this end of this pole is sharpened and placed into the ground right here, okay? So not your typical H brace that you'll see. And these folks were judged on creativeness. So judged on the quality of the fence and the creativeness. You can see that this post was actually cut down in the ground there so that it set a little bit flusher. Again, that's called a Rance brace. R-A-N-C-E, I do believe. And typically on a farm fence like this, you would see an H brace, which an H brace would be attached here. Come down here, there'd be another pole right there, and that would be an H brace, okay? We're going a little bit further with a little more creativity on these braces here at the fence competition this year. Really, really cool. 2 years ago, everybody put in H braces. This year, everybody's putting in Rance braces. So we got our judging stick here. I'm just gonna lean this up and show you guys the spec of the fence. And this is the spec. The fence need to be off the ground in a certain spec, and the wire need to be in a specific point according to the spec of the fence. If you got it wrong, you got points deducted. So let's show you where this fence was wrong. So in this year's competition, we needed staples, okay? So they had to do one staple here, and then skip and do another staple. You can see this has 1, 2, 3, 4 staples. That makes it wrong, okay? It should have had 2 staples, skip 1, go to 1 staple. And then the next post would have had 3, 1, 2, 3, and then skipped 1 and gone down. So alternating staples was one of the criteria. Now you can see with the judge's stick right here, we're way, way off. This is the top of the net wire. That is where it actually was. So the top of the net wire was supposed to be there. The barbed wire was supposed to be here. So this post was driven too far, and that's where the line is right there for the height of the post. So you can see what happened was, when you first start this, you have to get your post height just right in order to make it all flow to the finish. So as we cruise on down here just a little bit, you'll see at the ground, it needed to be off of the ground. Right here's the line, and right there it is. So you can see, again, that post was too far down, and therefore they get lots of points deducted for that. Now this is not a hard staple. In other words, it leaves a little bit of room for the fence to move over time. So animals over time will put pressure on this fence, and this fence needs to slide through that staple right there. Also, heat and cold will cause this fence to expand and contract. This fence will move over time. So that's why they're not all the way stapled in right here, okay? So that's what you're seeing right there. That one's just a little bit tight right there. Hear it? So let's walk over to this post and take a quick look. This post was routed across the top, put a camphor or chamfer, I think is what it's called, around the top edge. If they do that before they drive it, it puts less of a risk of a blowout in the side of the post. Now these are high quality posts from American Timber and Steel. All of the wire is tornado wire from Farm Fence Solutions, and we don't have much of a problem with these posts breaking out like that. But the older the post, the drier the post, the more likely your driver will hit and blow out a side here or cause it to splinter out. So they did a great job. All their posts are done just like that. Did a very, very good job. Now let's look at what could have been improved upon. And this starts way down here with the knots. So let's go down here and look at these knots, okay? So this is what you call a termination knot. And you can see this termination knot and this line wire. Okay, so these are line wires, stay wires. Stay wires are up and down, line wires are this way. See how this stay is closer to the post than this stay is. Now, that translated on down the line here to something you can clearly see when we look at this post. So at the top, down at the end, this stay was further over than the stays as they go down. And you can see right there, that's your problem. So that stay goes straight down through here and is kind of crooked, kind of off. That was one of the things that the judges said they knocked the most points off for on most people, is because the knots were a little bit off on the end down there, which caused them to be off all the way down. So you want that stay straight and even with the pole. Interesting, huh? This is an example of exactly what you want. So you want that stay wire to be straight up and down with your pole. You want evenness, and that starts right at the termination knot where it's tied at the end. Let's cruise on down here and take a little bit of a look at some other stuff. So we've got a Rance brace right here on the corner, and this is a big, great old big 8-inch post right here, and that's a Rance brace that goes right down there to the corner. You can see there's a post driven in the ground about 4 feet deep right there, and that's what holds that big post up for the corner brace, okay? All the wires on the outside of the fence. Animal pressure will be right here. If you put the animals on this side of the fence, it has the potential of pulling the staples out. But this wire is really, really tight. Check it out. Super, super tight. So where we looked at this rance brace on this corner where the dog leg is, we call this a dog leg, and this is a dog leg because the fence turns right here. So it goes up this way and then it turns that way. Well, here's another dog leg, and here's an example of somebody that did it just a little bit different. Their wire is on this side of the post, okay? And when they went around the dog leg, they went on that side of the post. And down in here, they put a foot in place, okay? So there are 2 posts driven, one there, and a piece of post right here, and that is a foot. That's another way of bracing a corner post or a dog leg post. So as the fence competition was going on, you saw some people using a level to plumb up their posts, and some people were just eyeballing it. And you can see a little bit of eyeball action going on right here. You can see where this post is kind of leaned out just a little bit, and they all needed to be the exact same height. And you can see there's a high one right down here. These are just tiny, tiny little minute details that this fencing competition really harps on and really brings out the best in everybody. So this post is just a little bit high, and that would be something you might be judged against on. It's still a very, very high quality fence. Very, very awesome, guys. And it's such a privilege to be here with some of the best fencers in the country here. Nobody's fence was bad. Everybody's fence was beautiful, but some stood out just a little bit more than others. So this is the winning fence, and we're going to kind of walk through the winning fence with you real quick to show you where it stood out the most. So these are termination knots right here. All the termination knots are pretty evenly spaced right here. You do have on your stay wire just a little bit of deviation, but not a lot, and you'll see on down the fence where that comes into play. Also, you got to look at your top of your fence. You want this to pull off close to the center of the post, not out here on the outside of the post. That could cause twisting of the post, okay? So they're fairly centered. As we go on out here just a little ways, you'll see I've got the stick that tells it all. So top of the post, bam, right there. Red marks, top of the post, perfect. Barbed wire mark, right there, perfect. Right there's a net wire mark, perfect. All the marks, everything hit the mark, and you can see still not 100% straight, but fairly straight on that stay right there, and the mark where it's at the ground. So that's what made them shine above and beyond, and paying attention to where the staples have to be. Okay, very, very cool. This fence is very tight, and this is high tensile woven wire, okay? That is super, super tight. A lot of folks know what high tensile is, but they don't know what high tensile woven wire is. Okay, so that barbed wire is really, really tight. High tensile woven wire is designed to stretch. So you see this right here? There's a little divot right there. It's still shaking. The fence is still shaking. There's a little divot right there, and that's what allows that fence to stretch, okay? So this will move. This fence will move over time from livestock pressure, from heat, from cold, from the ground moving, from the post expanding. It's gonna move, so you've got to have room for your fence to move right there. That's it. Very awesome. And here's an example of the top of one of those posts that blew out right there, okay? Had he done a camfer or chamfer around the top edge right there, it may not have blown out right there. But sometimes the driver will hit, and it hits so hard, and it could be just slightly off, and it might have a little blowout like that. That's a common thing. Nothing in life is perfect, but we're striving to get as close to perfect as we possibly can. And the whole fencing competition and everything here at Farm Fence Solutions is all set up for the industry professionals to learn and grow. And for me to bring it to you guys so you can see what the best ag fencers in the United States are building. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this little video. I'm out here in Worthington, Indiana at the Fall Fence Forum. Check out farmfencesolutions.com. If you're looking to have some farm fence built on your farm, you can contact them at Farm Fence Solutions, or you can just go to my website if you'd like, shoot me an email at stoneyridgefarmer.com, and I'll put you in contact with these folks. Awesome, awesome deal. You guys can attend. This is open to the public, so if you want to come next year, I encourage it. Pretty cool. See you guys next time on the Stoney Ridge.
Woo! Down to the Stoney Ridge. Bring your wife and bring your kids. We're living life pure and sweet. That's the way it's supposed to be, Stoney Ridge. Woo! What's on that stick?
Marks.
Mark is also very quiet.
I'm Alan though.
Alan.
Yeah.
Why not say? And today's fence, what do you expect?
It's a lot of the same type fence.
that we had last year. Yeah, we're doing it over.
This is the fence. He was shorts. Make these up a little bit.
No sock tan. You been at the beach?
Hey, here's another one for you.
Yeah. Tan, not so tan. Cancerous hand. When you say time, I'll be here for you.
I'll be here for you when you need me to say time.